July 1st. Tonight is the last race of the Relentless Racing League Xfinity Series, as we will have a champion to not claimed regular season. But I'm going to tell you what, right now, these points are looking real tight, real close. As you can see right here, we've got 11 locked in, 5 up for grabs, and one that is really on the bubble. Isaac, Cedric, Joey, Cody, and Michael all trying to get into the playoffs off points. You've got 17 other drivers all the way from Webb, Gordon, Van Weston, Hind, McCauley, Sunstrom, Gallant, Williams, Hughes, Collier, Downey, Hastings, looking to ruin the 16 you see on the left that are trying to get to the playoffs. I'm going to tell you what, after the Cup race last week, you cannot get no more hyped, excited than that. I'm telling you, if y'all's blood wasn't pumping after that race, you're just not a NASCAR fan, and you just need to go on and find something else to be into. But tonight, I'm going to tell y'all what, we have got somebody special with us, but you're just going to have to hang around for a moment and find out who that is. But I've always got Tony with me. Tony, we're shutting it down tonight, regular season. Playoffs bound. Tonight's got some big shoes to fill compared to the Cup Series.
Yeah, definitely so. I feel like it's definitely going to put on a good show. We got a lot of things that can be shaken up tonight.
I think it's going to be shaky, spicy. It's going to be beyond the Carolina Reaper. That's going to be my honest opinion right there.
Yeah, man, a lot of different agendas tonight. A lot of guys needing that win to get in. Got Nathan Penley trying to lock down that regular season championship, earn those 5 bonus points going into the playoffs. But that real interesting part is 12th through 15th, right? If we get a new winner, that potentially might knock one of these guys out, or Michael Newbra in 16th. But also, these guys are battling for the playoff reset, right? It's one additional point, and we all know how important one point can be.
Don't we, Connor? 1 point. He's Ohio State, man. I had to give him a little bit heat over that one. Not really. I'm probably going to catch a bad text message here in a minute. But man, I'm gonna tell you what, like you said, Tony. I mean, the one that's really in point of not making it unless he is in on a win, and that's gonna be Newbraw. But man, you got DBR pushing you. That's that's a pretty good team to be pushing you. I mean, but as everybody knows, I talked to Penley earlier today and was actually going to get him up here for a little bit, but I think he's occupied. He's got those checks that's fixing to be cashed, and it's either going to be cashed or bounced tonight. As he said, he's going to push Gordon or Weston to the win.
Yeah, I feel like DBR is going to do what DBR always does, right? They're going to ride around at the back. Newbra's got a pretty comfortable point lead, so he needs to finish this race. However, a new winner would knock him out. He's got to overcome, what is that, 18 points to move ahead of Cody Riggs. So that's going to be tough, right? If one of these guys in 12th through 15th gets knocked out early, that's an opportunity for Newbra to move up. He's not going to, just if everybody finishes the race clean ahead of him in points, he's not going to gain anything. But he definitely needs to finish this race and hope that we don't get a new winner.
And I mean, you never know. You could have just out of nowhere, let's see somebody. So Sylvian, I mean, he's way below the cut line. Can't point in. He may get in and wins with that. That's going to shift it up. If Newbraw finishes good, if 12th through 15th has a bad race, you might could have 2 knocked out. Well, I mean, there's so many. What's the words I'm looking for? Possibilities.
Scenarios.
Yeah, theories that can happen tonight. It's just too much to shake a stick at.
Yeah, I think the real interesting one is one, if we get a new winner, that's more likely going to knock Newbra out. But if one of these 12th through 15th place guys, Isaac Wilson, Cedric, Joey Maines, Cody Riggs, if one of those guys gets into a wreck early and knocks them out of the race, that's going to change the outlook on Nubra and trying to move up so he doesn't get knocked out should a new winner come in. But I think that's going to be the storyline tonight. You're going to see the DVR guys hang around at the back unless they have to go to the front.
Well, Mr. Rafferty has made it up here with us. Bobby, your take on the race tonight, man. 3 minutes before we hit qualifying. I mean, do you think, can we beat Cup?
Spicy, spicy, spicy with more spicy. I'm calling it now. If everybody thought that yesterday's Cup race, IRL, was exciting, y'all ain't seen nothing.
Well, the good thing about that is I ain't got to deal with the heat.
Solid argument, but I bet you there's going to be some people hot under the collar tonight. It's win it or wear it time tonight, gentlemen.
It is, and I believe without further ado, we have got AWG representative sponsor of the league coming in, Miss Weekly. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well. How are you guys doing tonight?
Well, we're hoping for some good racing. Maybe you're going to be the good luck charm that's going to bring it tonight. I read the Discord name. My bad, Miss Weeks. I'm sorry. I've been making bad habits here lately.
You're good.
Dang it, this means I gotta behave tonight, because I can't say many people can call me or call themselves my boss, but we found one. Now I got to behave.
Well, Miss Weeks, you see
No, you know what? I'm expecting the action on the track to be spicy, but I bet this booth is going to be pretty spicy too, because me and Bobby can both give it at the same time, you know?
Well, we wouldn't have it any other way. It kind of gives me and Tony a break from being on Bobby constantly, and picking on him. We'll let somebody else do it.
Y'all pick on me all you want. I'll pick right back. Y'all know that.
There we go. But the Streets 15, appreciate that follow coming in out there. But
Here, watch. You want to see me pick on Tony? Hey, Tony, I beat you backwards last night.
Oh, gotta go there, huh?
I beat you backwards.
That's
We'll call it an iRacing glitch.
Oh, we're definitely calling that an iRacing glitch, because the front of your car was over the line before the back end of my car was, but the back went across before yours did. At what, about 250 miles an hour?
Yeah, something like that.
So, somewhere in that range?
Well, we can just say it's like the NASCAR qualifying. Just because you're fast don't mean you start in front. I mean, we saw Josh Perry sit on the pole and was pretty far back on his time.
I'll tell you what, if to all of our members in the league and people that are thinking about joining, unfortunately all of our divisions are closed off right now. We're full up, but still come join the league and come run on Sunday nights with us in the Fun Series. It is so properly named the Fun Series because we have had an absolute blast. All of last season, this season we're running the super speedways and all different types of cars. You know, thanks to the brain of Mr. Tony over here. It's super speedways every week, but we are having an absolute hoot.
Yeah, last night we were in the COT NASCAR 2009 car at iRacing Super Speedway doing about 250 miles an hour the whole night.
Now, here's the question for you. Are we going to see iRacing Super Speedway on the Cup schedule anytime soon? Because as rough as that would be, I still think it'd be fun.
It's been kicked around a few times. We'll say stay tuned.
Oh boy.
Well,
So what I am going to do is I am going to share my screen so Miss Weeks can see the action along with us and help us call it. So Miss Weeks, if you want to join in on that, you are more than welcome.
Well, speaking of while you do that, we are going to get ready for qualifying. Give a shout out to SEM Racing Products. Come back with qualifying results and possibly, hopefully, a good running race tonight. to the Talesmen, a collective force. Make some money, get with them. They can push those products out really good. But Tony, Bobby, Miss Weeks, you know how we got to do it. You got to pick up winner tonight. Pick that underdog and pick that you know is going to win it.
Oh.
Tony, you're going first.
Oh God.
Well, I was going to say ladies first, but Bobby beat me to it, so Tony.
Yep, Tony's. I'm forcing Tony to go first this week.
All right, I'm gonna go with Cody Riggs. I feel like this is gonna be a race where he's gonna be able to get the finish he's been looking for all season, get up to that front, win this race.
Now, my choice is actually another exiled AWG driver, but that would be Stephen Hine. And the only reason I'm saying that is he's not locked in, but he doesn't have to win tonight. Stephen Hine is sitting 20th in points right now, so he's on the outside looking in. And we've got 6 exile cars out there that their main focus is try to get every single one of them into the playoffs. I think, as you were saying earlier with DBR guys working together tonight, I think you're going to see a long line of exile cars working together tonight as well.
All right, Miss Weeks.
Well, I try not to come in and be biased or anything, but Cody Riggs has been running really well lately, and he was actually going to be my pick for tonight. I know he doesn't have to win, but I know he's wanting that win, and he's really come around the last couple of weeks. I just think that it's his time to get in that winner's circle. So I think tonight could be that night.
Exile getting all the love. Bobby, have you been bribing a little bit behind the cameras and stuff that I don't know about?
To quote Sergeant Schultz, I know nothing.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say. You look at the last super speedway race we had, and who won that? Adam.
That. Yep.
Right. Now, who finished around Adam Pettit? He got there with the help of his teammates, so they obviously know what they're doing. James McRae finished in 3rd. Nixon was in 8th. So all these exile guys, they know how to work as a team, and I think that's why we all picked exile drivers.
We gotta still get Jeremy's pick though.
Well, we'll get that as soon as we get right back from the national anthem on this 4th of July week. Man, if that don't get your blood pumping, this coming up week, I don't know what does. But I'm going to throw it out there. He's deserving it. It's going to be the biggest odds of any. Ricky Williams.
That is a real good pick,
He has
in my opinion.
been there, but hadn't hit that hurdle yet. He's out of the bubble. He's a pretty good ways back, but seeing him drive, I think he has the possibility to pull it out, be in the right place at the right time.
Now, one other person I want to keep an eye on who put it on all of us last night at iRacing Super Speedway in the Fun Series is Brandon Hughes. I would not be surprised to see Brandon Hughes towards the front at the end of this thing.
Hughes is another one. He has nothing to lose.
Yep.
I mean,
Definitely quite a few of them. Oh, you're
even
right, I have
Hastings, I mean, he's got that shot, the DBR in there. So, no, he don't, because he did not show up for the race. Yep, there he is. A bad 13th. But Matt Webb on the pole, right there on that bubble. You know he's wanting in.
All right, so storylines tonight. Newbra sitting in 16th. New winner knocks him out. Nathan Penley going for that overall championship. I believe he's about 8 points ahead of Brandon Banks. Regular season champion gets 5 additional bonus points going into the playoffs. Then we have that battle for 12th through 15th, where it's like 2 points separating those guys, trying to stay ahead of the others. I believe Isaac Wilson is kind of leading that pack, but he's only up 2 points over 13th, 14th, and 15th. So that's going to be a storyline tonight. Remember, we have a stage at lap 20. Lap 20, that's 7 points to the leader coming to that stage break. And then we have 60 laps. So they're going to pit at lap 20 for fuel, but there's going to be one more stop. And if this goes green, that could definitely shake things up.
You still can't forget the check casher, his comment today. He's got 2 he's putting up there. Anybody in between
I was
them?
just gonna say that's another storyline that Tony may not like to hear, but I'm excited for it. Will that check be cashed tonight? If it was me, I'd hold off personally.
I was going to say, I don't think it's worth cashing tonight.
It's not worth cashing tonight, but man, I'll tell you what, the second round of the first round of the playoffs, that might be a time to do it.
Yeah, but if you've got to cash one in to get a teammate in, I mean, it looks like everybody's. Well, I was gonna say stay informed, but we got looks like Moody's dropped down low.
Got a blinker up there too. That's this is the worst track to have a blinking car. If you're close to that one, ooh.
Any super speedway, it's rough.
Yes.
And well, he got him an extra point for getting the pole. That puts him at 14. If he can win the stage, that's going to put him a little bit closer. I mean, that's going to shift around Newbra. So I mean, so many theories tonight of what can happen. It's just you can't plan it out in your head.
Yeah, I feel like Webb is the only one that could potentially point his way in. Everybody behind him in the standings, they really don't have a chance. It's winning there to get in. But like we said before, if we get a new winner, then Webb really will not have a chance to make the playoffs.
As much as I cannot stand having super speedway races as a driver, can't stand having a super speedway race as the final race of the season, as a broadcaster and as a fan, I absolutely love it.
Got a nice little breakaway here. About 20 cars. Everybody else kind of falling back, trying to survive at this point. Ooh, that was close.
Wiggle going on.
Dude, a wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Pettit getting shot up high.
Yeah, Cody had a slight little moment there on the bottom and had to make a maneuver to avoid contact. Able to fall back in line and continue on.
We talked about one of those got to get in drivers. Newball's running right there in 7th, so he's in a comfortable position, but I seriously don't know if I want to be up front this race this early.
If you can't point your way in, to me, it makes no sense to be up there. But if you have that slim shot of being like a Matt Webb, where you have that shot of pointing your way in, I'm fighting for everything I got to stay up front, win the stage, and pray to whatever God it is I'm praying to that I can win the race as well. But if you can point your way in, you need every stage point that you possibly can.
Bet it washed down on the inside. I think that might be a strategy move. Moving back there with the rest of the team. See Pointer back there.
Well, it's only him and Pointer back there. Cody Riggs and Stephen Hine are still up front. And
McRae's up there
McRae.
too.
Yep.
Right now.
So far, clean racing.
Now you did it. You heard it, Jeremy. You heard it.
Spencer
You heard it.
Dewsbury to the front.
It's not on me if it happens this time. Tony did it. I'm just gonna let that be known.
Oh, Riggs.
As
down.
Riggs, yep. Well, Riggs is in on points right now. As of right now, he is in on points, and I don't think he could get knocked out on the stage itself. So I think that's a very smart move for him to fall back. Again, the only one that really needs to be up there right now, at least as far as Exile goes, would be Hine. But Hine doesn't look like he's in much of a rush. He's sitting there about mid-pack, has about 2 car lengths between him and the car in front of him, kind of playing the way I do super speedways. Be just close enough to keep with that draft, but far enough away that when all hell breaks loose, because Tony said it's going to get spicy, I can make an evasive maneuver and work my way through there.
Yeah, Hine isn't going to make it in on points, right? He needs to finish the race and have a chance for a win. So there's no sense of being up towards the front. Best chance for him is to fall back, stay in that back group, and you either want to be at the back or you want to be at the very front, right?
Yep.
That's kind of your 2 options. And if you can't get to the front, you go to the back.
Okay, we talk about from the back to the front, and he's putting the moves in. That's going to be Brandon Hughes up 18 positions to the 13th after starting dead last.
Yeah, I feel like that's another one, though. Like, if you can't get to the front, you're better off. Like, they're 3 wide in front of him. Do you really want to be there? You have to win this race to make the playoffs.
Think about who we're talking about here.
54 falling back. Pulling on the line.
You're going to see everybody's plans just kind of shift up around a little bit. I think they're debating it 4 wide, going to 3 and 4s to brace up against the wall.
Yeah, Isaac kind of just left Matt Webb out to hang in the middle. Not going to have any help for a little bit here.
All right, you got Hastings is formed with them.
Sounds like Isaac was getting really hot there. He had to bail. Ooh, McRae not clear.
That would have been catastrophe right there for a lot of
That
drivers
was
trying
really,
to get
that was really good heads-up driving by Webb there to be able to get on the brakes hard enough without causing a massive checkup, but letting McRae live. Because Isaac's throwing it 3 wide. Isaac's so hungry for a win, man. I hate to say this, if Hine cannot win tonight or Cody cannot win tonight and lock themselves in, I am pulling for Isaac Wilson. He has had the season from hell, and in my opinion, it's long overdue.
Yeah, and I feel like he's testing the waters right now for later in the race. How much of a run can he get? If he goes out to the outside, how far up can he get before he starts falling back? You know, that's kind of the stuff that you want to feel out right now for potential moves later in the race that may or may not win you the race.
And at the same time, it's good to see who's going to work with you. If I pull up in that 3rd lane, who's going with me and who's going to help me? What car works best with me?
Absolutely. Isaac, he really doesn't have much for teammates out here tonight, so he's going to be searching for somebody to kind of help him out should he be in the position late in the race.
I would say if this was the first race of the season at Daytona, a lot of the Exile guys would work with Isaac. But because of the circumstances tonight, it's going to be tough to have Isaac have people to work with, as we see Schaefer trying to throw it 4 wide, dings it into the fence a little bit. That's a little bit of a head scratcher there on sending it that hard that early, but...
Well, and that may be just the, what he's, like we were talking before, trying to figure out what he can and can't do. Got some 3 wide action up here towards the front for about 5th through 10th.
It's getting choppy and dicey up there.
Yeah, from experience, Wednesday night, right? I saw 3 wide action in front of me. I was bailing, right? I needed to finish the race to make the playoffs, so I feel like that's going to be the case a lot tonight. The guys that are fighting to get in or needing the win to get in, they see 3 wide in front of them, they're going to bail. But those guys that are locked in, they're going to get up there and race. What do they got to lose?
Literally nothing. And to that point, you look at, we've got 4 Exile cars way off the backside of the pack. My opinion, maybe a little bit too far off the back, but we've got stage coming up at 9 laps, so I don't think they're going to lose a lap, but playing it unbelievably conservative there.
Yeah, and like you said, that stage break is going to help these guys stay safe, right? They can fall back as long as they don't go a lap down, which 9 laps, not going to happen, right? They may be off the pace a little bit, but they're not going to be off that much. It's a big track. We're probably talking, 50 seconds a lap. These guys are going to be running 51 seconds a lap. If they're 2 miles an hour, a second a lap off, it's going to take 50 laps for the field to catch them. So
absolutely,
plenty of room to kind of hang back, stay safe. The stage break will get everybody caught up as we're 3 wide again up towards the front.
We go 3 wide, 3 deep. And Isaac is literally stuck in the middle of it all.
Like I said, Isaac would end up with an Exile driver, and that's exactly what he has, pushing McRae up there right now.
But look up on that high side there, Hastings and Banks.
I feel like Isaac should probably not be doing this, right? He's in on points. But if he wrecks out early, there's a possibility where he could fall completely out should we get a new winner. I don't think this is a smart move with him being up there 3 wide in the middle.
Definitely risky, there's no doubt about that. But Isaac, the one thing I will always say about Isaac, he's a racer, as there it is. Unbelievable save by everybody there. That could have gotten real bad.
That's what I was talking about, right? If he gets wrecked there and can't finish the race, how many cars we got out here tonight? 27. Yep. He's only 30-some points to the good, right? A new winner puts him a new winner puts him, 20 points to the good?
Well, Pony, respectfully, he did wreck right there. He just didn't hit anything.
Right. So definitely a risky place for him to be, a new winner puts him 20 points to the good, and we got 27 cars up there.
So there is
the playoffs.
Yep, there's 100% possibility.
Now, granted, he did lead a lap, so that's 1 less point. But still, it's I don't think that risk is worth it right now.
No, I mean, look, even if he wins, say, play devil's advocate here, he wins the stage. That's another 7 points. That puts him literally right on the line of being able to make it in. Actually, no, I believe that would still knock him out, correct? If my minutes are correct?
It will put him too close for comfort. Let's just call it that, right? Because we don't know.
Somebody getting shoved out of the line.
we don't know who's going to get biggest mover. We don't know who's going to get most laps led. We don't know who's going to have the fastest lap of the race. So there's too
Banks,
many
I'm sorry to
variables.
interrupt you.
You're good.
Sorry to interrupt you here, but Banks, I'm just going back and looking at this here. Banks blew up.
Ooh.
Banks
That was-
expired that engine. That thing went
Oh,
kapaya.
God.
Yeah, you can only push for about 2 laps in these cars before before you get blown up. Like 1 lap is you're good, 2 laps you might not survive.
And unfortunately, iRacing is not showing me water temp or oil temp. Only RPM, but yeah, that motor.
Oh, there goes
There it
Isaac.
is.
Oh,
And big junk. There's the
Mr.
big one.
Nixon,
oh no.
Nubra, whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Now we
Go
just
back and
talked
take
about
a
this,
look at
right?
this. Yes, we did. All I'm saying is Isaac's going to be very cross with you, sir. You know you're going to get blamed. I love Isaac to death. I know you do too, but you going to get blamed for that one, son.
Put himself in a bad situation, man.
On the
You
good
gotta
note,
race smart here.
his car don't look. Ooh, right tire was kind of.
That was a heavy hit for Isaac, and honestly, really none of I got to call it how I see it. That really wasn't Isaac's fault. The 42 just trying to side draft a little bit too hard, in my opinion, going into turn 1, and just came down and hooked Isaac into the 7, who got into Nixon, and then the rest of the field decided to play Orca Breaks weekly for us, even though it's the Xfinity series. Not a lot of place for anybody to go.
So here's the real picture here,
Wow.
right? Isaac, he is gonna, if he can even finish the race, he's gonna be really slow. But another one that got caught up in that and has some major damage on the front end, Michael Newbrow. He was right on that cut line, 15 points to the good. Guess who was in front of that whole thing? The 52 of Matt Webb.
Yeah. This may be the perfect storm for Matt Webb here.
Absolutely. It looked like the 42 was 4 wide, backed out of it, and was looking to get in line and just didn't know Isaac was there or what happened, but he started doing a little wiggle and clipped Isaac in the right rear.
That is the phrase of the day, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Give me a wiggle. Yeah.
But that is definitely going to shake things up. They called the stage. So Matt Webb is going to get 6 bonus points for that, it looks like. And then having the 6, Michael Newbrow having issues and not getting caught up in that, and then not getting any bonus points, going to have some damage. We may see somebody drop out of the playoffs here, and Matt Webb, may make it in.
The one good thing here for Isaac, if you can have any type of a silver lining, still got all 4 tires on the car. Yes, the car is banged up, but that motor is not expired yet. This track has an extremely long pace lap. He's going to be able to get quite a bit of damage fixed and be able to continue to come out. So, granted, yes, he has a meatball. Banks, William Moore, Vincent Vachon, Nathan Nixon, all with meatballs. And a couple other black flags here I'm seeing for Cedric and Sam Gordon.
Probably entering closed pits. They came down to get damage.
Yep, I'm thinking that's what it is. But with that being said, with how long the pace lap is here, don't count out Isaac. We've seen weirder stuff where you get involved in an incident, and being a draft track, if you can just have the power to stay with that pack, you could possibly find yourself moving up through that pack.
Yeah, I guess my main concern with Isaac is he took a good shot to the front end of that car. I have to assume that he's got engine damage, right? Engine is not going to be running as strong. Plus the aero damage on top of that is going to be very hard to not go laps down.
Yep.
If the engine even holds up, right? So he is in a very bad spot. His best thing he can do right now is get all of that damage fixed. Right now, if he goes a lap down, if he goes 2 laps down, so be it. Because if he goes out there without getting that damage fixed, chances are that engine's going to blow.
Oh, well, we're still in a
Yeah, he
caution.
definitely has engine damage. Just looking at the RPM when he pulled into pit road, he's only running about 1,800 RPM.
Yeah.
So that motor is definitely hurt.
But
I was trying to be positive for you, Isaac. I was trying, buddy.
Isaac is still in as long as we don't get a new winner. If we get a new winner, that's where it's going to be close.
We're gonna give a quick little shout out to SM Racing before we go back to green flag. Well, Tony, you've been told to stop jinxing Webb.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to pick on Tony, but apparently it's not pick on Bobby night tonight. It's pick on Tony night tonight, and I'm enjoying this.
Hey, I'm not jinxing Webb at all here. He did what he needed to do, right? Started on the pole, got a bonus point. Leading a lap or two, got a bonus point. Got stage points, right? He's doing everything he needs to do. Newbra got caught up in that. He's probably going to finish towards the back of the pack if he finishes at all. Webb is doing what he needs to do, and he's pretty comfortable right now, I gotta imagine, right? His competition was Newbra. Newbra had quite a bit of damage. We'll see where he shakes out. He is back out on track, but I can't imagine he's going to have a whole lot of pace.
Same thing with Isaac. Isaac is back out, but that front end is. We should have loaned Isaac the exiled body guys from this season. Might have helped him there a little bit. His green flag is out.
It seems Tony's got a little advantage on us. He's got an update of the current points.
So at this very moment, it looks like, oh, where's my line at here? Yeah, Matt Webb is 7 points off of Newbra at the stage. So this is going to come down to finishing position. Matt Webb needs to finish this race. He is the only one who can points his way in.
Needs to finish and needs to make sure that he's at minimum 8 spots ahead of Newbra.
Well, and I think that's going to be fairly easy to do. If he can stay out of all the wrecks and finish the race, I got a feeling Newbra is going to end up laps down, right? He's got the damage. He's not going to be able to maintain the pace. So he just needs to finish the race. With a clean car, mind you, on the lead lap.
And that's not always so easy here when everybody is trying to go 2 and 3 wide before we even had finished the first stage. They're not running real patient at this point.
I hate to say it, the time for being patient was earlier this season. This is Talladega and the final race of the regular season. This one is always spicy.
Well, Hughes is on his way towards the front. Up 25 spots. Remains up 27.
And looks like Isaac, if I just saw that correctly. Nope, wasn't Isaac. Somebody was slow coming into pit road.
Yeah.
I think that was
William Moore.
42, yeah.
Yep, William Moore. Back down pit road.
So the Sticks is running in 18th right now, and Matt Webb is running in the lead. So right now, if it ended right now, Matt Webb would be in on points. But like I said, he's got to finish the race.
was John Knighted that snuck into P3.
Them big mean cup drivers picking on Xfinity guys.
The other battle we've been talking about is, that championship, right? Schaefer came into the night 8 points back. Neither of them got stage points. Neither of them led a lap. None of them have earned any additional points. And I believe Schaefer may have some damage. So Penley sitting in a good spot to win that regular season championship. Once again, he's got to finish on the lead lap and keep his car clean.
It's right there behind Penley. Mr. Ricky Williams up 24.
Remains out here leading this thing. Now, Maines was one of those drivers that was in that kind of 12th through 15th group, right?
Mm-hmm.
As long as he finishes, he's gonna be in on points. So he does not need to win. He just needs to finish the race. Now that Isaac's had his issues, he's sitting even better. It was Isaac, Wilson, Joey Maines, Cedric, Cody Riggs. All of those guys are kind of in that group that don't want to be the ones wrecked out, and right now Isaac is that one. So we will have to see what happens. If we get a new winner, we may see one of these guys fall out.
Yeah, and that would be, that's the heartbreakingest thing, to be right there the whole season, and then at the end just get your knees took completely out from under you.
Well, Schaefer must not have too much damage. He just pushed that 33 car up to the front.
I think we're going to see the accordion effect here, though.
Yeah, they got a huge lead. Maines is coming with that run.
Yep.
Oh, Knighted goes up to make the block.
Very, very aggressive, Mr. Nightic. I like it. As Mean and Webb get together. Wow.
Wow.
That 52 car was definitely having a heart attack there.
I'll guarantee you, if you asked Webb right now, how you doing, he would say, undies have been soiled. As we got one down on the apron.
Isaac slow. That got tight real quick.
Yeah.
There's so much action tonight, we can't keep up with it all.
So Isaac is a lap down now. He is severely off the pace.
Only able to put in 161, and that's by itself. So
yeah, that's significant loss of lap time there.
But that being said, he's still running in 21st spot and still has a full lap on Sam Gordon right now.
that's Barry coming in with a follow. Appreciate it. Oh, never mind. Let's.
Why? I just saw that. Why?
It's everywhere. Everybody's spamming our stuff. It's ridiculous.
I know. They've been spamming mine too. Renee's got like a second full-time job just getting spammers out of my chat on Wednesday nights.
Oh my gosh, it's been insane lately. Even today, I was watching Cody McKinney, and I was, make me a mod. I got to get rid of your bot.
Which I scream iRacing fix your sim all the time. I'm gonna start screaming Twitch fix your spammers.
Newbraw is going to lap down here.
And another lap car they're coming up on, and they're 3 wide. This is going to get interesting.
It's like that. Is that Nixon?
Nathan Nixon.
It is Nixon.
He's holding close to that wall, making sure he doesn't affect any of these guys on the lead lap.
Well, for the majority part, it's been a rather calming race. One caution for cause. I know, I had to say it.
Yeah, you done jinxed us now.
Ooh, that's not nice, John. John just said that Mr. Matt Florence is a spammer. Shots fired. Well, it seems like we're starting to settle down. I think everybody had about enough scares that they would like to take coming up on halfway here.
They've really gotten bunched back up again. You know, we had a little bit of period there where we had some cars that were making a breakaway, and now we've got 2 solid lines right side by side.
So Tony, since I got into the lobby late, I could not check. How's fuel mileage tonight with these cars? What are we looking at for pit stops?
So it's like 22 to 24 laps, depending on where you're at. Leaders obviously are going to burn up more fuel, but I fully expect that there'll be one stage, or aside from the stage, there's going to be one more pit stop. So I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of fuel strategy here. So yeah, I think it's going to be pretty tight once you're going to have like a 2 to 3 lap window where everybody's going to have to come back down unless there's a caution.
I was going to say, we're looking probably then lap 40, between 42 and 43 would probably be best guess, right?
Yeah, somewhere in there, yeah,
Last
I
pit
would say.
was 17.
Maybe a little earlier because the stage was called a little early, so... but you won't see him go past lap 40. I can pretty much guarantee that.
Max going up on another lap car. That's going to be 100% sure who that is over there.
We got 2 of them. First one's going down to the apron, letting off, letting the field go by. Second lap car staying high, and we've got another 2 entering 3 right now.
Schaefer forces his way on the inside of Cedric.
Schaefer said, to quote Mr. Barkley, "Excusi."
Well, and Schaefer doesn't have anything to lose, right? He can push the issue here. He's already locked in on wins.
Absolutely.
Those 2 leading right now, Maines and Williams both are not. Well, Maines, 33 above cutoff.
I feel like with everything that's happened so far, I feel like Maines is locked in on wins. With Newbraw getting caught up, going a lap down, with Isaac getting caught up, going multiple laps down. Maines should be set on wins.
Here comes Webb, warming up on the high side.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of help back there. Definitely gonna need more help than that. He's gonna drop for a little bit, and we'll see what. Oh, there we go. Bottom line's failing. That's gonna pull Webb up, and potentially there goes Williams to the top.
Four in the books.
bottom line lost everybody. Everybody
Really
migrated
good.
to the top. We got Williams and Schaefer coming back down to the bottom. Top line is looking a little better right now, in my opinion, than the bottom. We'll see if they can get formed up and make a run to the front.
Still got Brandon Hughes back there. He's peaking.
I called that at the beginning. Brandon Hughes would be up there tonight.
I hope this cold goes away soon. Tennessee weather is not for me.
Man, you don't know cold. Come up north.
I'm talking about this
No.
weather. The sinus.
Here we go. Here we
cold.
go.
Yeah, oh Lord.
These guys caught. Oh, they got New Broad just off the corner. If they would have caught a lap car in the corner, that would have gotten pretty spicy. But luckily, they got him on the straightaway just after the corner.
I thought Banks was going to get, or excuse me, Schaefer was going to get stuck in monkey in the middle there. Able to move back up just in time.
Yeah, he almost got stuck in the middle there.
Oh, he just shot to the bottom. That 30 was being pretty aggressive on the bumps. I don't think Schaefer liked that. He decided to go down to the. Oh, he's going to the back.
And there he goes. He said, "No, thank you, Mister. I'm gonna go to the back and hang out."
Levin's gonna go with him. It looks like.
Maybe coming in for, maybe looking into pits.
Nah,
Wow.
too early. They gotta go to at least lap 37.
Either they didn't like the bumping that was going on, or maybe the cars were starting to run a little too hot.
Very, very possible. These cars do not like being tucked up underneath another car for a long period of time. We saw that with the 54.
See now, hold it high.
Yeah, the problem is Pointer's really not close enough to help him, continue that run. He kind of stalled out up there and the 36 car up in that mix. He is a lap down. He's going to try and race these guys and get his lap back the hard way. But he will need a caution. He can get back in contention for this thing.
One thing I noticed Pettit has been doing, and I've seen him do it pretty consistently, he's always running about a half to 3/4 of a lane up from the guy that he's behind, I should say behind. Just trying to keep that fresh air going into that radiator and keep
I think
that engine cool.
I think that's, in the corners is definitely where you really want to see that.
Oh, we got 3 wide and a lapper.
Able to get down to the back to the bottom. But yeah, straightaways, you lose a lot of speed if you do that. But in the corner, you can do that, stick your nose out of line, get some fresh air, pull it back down, and still carry that draft off the corner. We saw that in the Cup race quite a bit. Actually, Jeff Medlin and I were doing that the whole time in the corners. I'd cut low to get some fresh air on the high side, and then he'd get turned back down and get to my bumper for the straightaway.
I am still so upset I had to go to work for a work emergency, because that looked like it was such a good race.
Definitely a lot of fun.
Fun or fum? Are we having fun?
Oh, it was fun. It was a lot
It was
of fun.
fun. So
Coming
Nathan
in
Nixon,
with another
Nathan
sub.
Nixon calling it, I believe, just put in the chat. He's going to be pitting in. Think he might be calling it a night here.
Well, he's lapped down, right? So
And he's
probably
locked
just
in.
Yeah, he's probably just out here to gain as many spots as he can. But they're right on that window, right? They're gonna need to pit here pretty quick. Adam Pettit taking that third lane, trying to work his way up there.
He's got his teammate Sean Pointer right behind him. James McRae jumping up to that top side, as well as Stephen Hines. So a train of exile cars on that top line now.
Cody Riggs kind of falling off. Doesn't like what's going on up there. Fall to the back, but he can't fall too far. There's not a whole lot of cars back there.
I've noticed with the Xfinity cars, as long as you stay within that second gap of the next car in front of you, you're pretty golden on not losing the draft. Even if you don't have anybody behind you.
Well, and this may be a strategy. He plans on getting to pit road here pretty quick. You got to get to the bottom, right, if you're going to go to the pits. And we are at lap 41 here. These guys are going to be looking to come to pit road here real quick.
You've got to coordinate with whoever you're working with too. You don't want to pit on your own and not be able to pick back up in the draft and get back to where you need to be.
Absolutely. You go by yourself, you are going to lose so much time. You definitely got to have at least 2 cars come with you. But you probably want about 4 or 5.
Ideally.
I think when we do see pit stops start to happen, I think we're going to see, I'm going to say, 2 very, very large packs. They may all come in together.
Well, they're
make it very interesting.
I feel like they're pushing it a little further than maybe they should, right? The longer you run, the more fuel you have to put in that car. So maybe you want to be pitting a little bit early. Save you a little bit of time on pit road.
But again, you need to have people that are going to go with you.
Yeah, and I think that's where you're going to see the team alliances, right?
Sure, Wade Hastings dropped off. He might be looking.
Yeah, and Schaefer's back there, right? So he might be falling back to Schaefer so they can get lined up to pit. Now, if these guys get close on fuel and that bottom line has not pitted yet, this top line is either going to have to try and get out in front or fall back and get to the bottom. They will not be.
First call out, Matt Webb is going to be coming down pit road this time by.
But who is going to come with him?
That's the question.
I don't think we'll see Adam Pettit come down this lap. You know, all of his teammates are on that outside lane. He's on the inside, so he may have went to the inside to try to slow that inside lane up so these guys could get out in front and get in front of him.
I'm thinking that's exactly what they did. But that 30 is pushing for everything he has on the straightaways to make sure that that does not happen. A little bit of high-speed chest at 190 miles an hour.
And I think it's worth noting that there are some guys in this front pack that don't have any teammates. So they're going to have to kind of be at the mercy of whoever's around them.
We go.
Got a big pack coming down now.
Hmm.
They all get slowed down, no contact. I think we'll see another group next time by.
100%, and surprisingly enough, no black flags. Everybody did 100%. Get it slowed down.
I think now we're going to see who was very conservative versus who's going to push the envelope here. Because a lot of time can be gained on entry pit road, especially at Talladega.
Yeah, I think this entire next pack is coming down this time.
Well, they're all lined up at the bottom, so that would definitely make sense. Here they come. Oh, contact. 77, 95. 95 in the wall, hits the 49, 20, 227 out in the grass. 49
Go.
sitting there. And I think he may have lost a rear bumper.
Yeah, 77 did lose the rear bumper on that. Had to make an evasive maneuver and unfortunately cut in front of another car and took that rear bumper cover right off of that machine. Pettit's going to be the big loser out of this, getting sent around. He's not going to have much help coming off pit road here.
Well, the one I'm wondering about is the 227 is Sam. Is he going to get him a black flag for unsafe pit entry? Was he already past the cone when he took off on the grass?
McRae has a black flag, I'm assuming for speeding as well.
Well, and kind of to break that down, what I saw happen is the 77 got in hotter than he anticipated, and to avoid hitting his teammate, he had to turn towards the inside a little bit, and the 95 was there.
Yep.
The 95 got into the back of him, ended up hitting the inside wall, bouncing out the inside wall, and ended up taking out the 49.
Now is where it gets interesting. We have multiple packs here spread out.
Rear Finley, Pointer, Hahn, and Mainz running one pack, and Cedric, Webb, Williams, Schaefer, and Hughes running the second one.
So that kind of tells you right there, right? That second pack pushed it a little harder and was able to jump out in front of this first pack that pitted. But this first pack has more cars, and it seems like they are closing down on that, on the guys that pitted on the second lap.
Yeah, they're
Here they
really
come. Actually, only two jumped out. Third there. I would have thought that whole line, that whole second pack would have jumped out of line, but to no avail there. Quickly approaching 10 to go, though.
And they're gaining on them, right? That second line is gaining on that inside lane, at least off of turn 4 to the driveway. Very, very aggressive pushing by the 52. Able to push that 30 car out to the front. Big checkup on the outside lane. That 30 car went back up from the 52, caused a huge check up to 17. They had to make a move. Shot down to the inside lane.
Yeah, he got that close.
All right, so we're taking bets now. What's the over-under and how many of them?
Oh.
What are we thinking, Tony?
Man, I don't know. It's if this pack stays together, it's gonna get spicy real quick. About 5 to go, you're gonna see people making every move they can to get to the front. If this pack separates, I think it's sailing. We have a lot of cars out on the track that are not in draft, so that's also going to be a factor. Well, and I think we also got to consider what the cars we have lined up, right? Inside lane, we have the 45 and the 8. They're teammates, right? So the 8 is going to push that 45 and hope to get it. You got Brandon Hughes kind of all by himself there. No teammates around him. The outside lane, you got Cedric, and really doesn't have a teammate up there. But then you got the 52, no teammate up there. The 11, no teammate up there. So they're not going to work together, right? But that 8 and that 45, those guys are going to work together. We saw how that worked out in the Cup race.
And you also, just a little bit further back from that, you have the 20 and the 89. And then you also have Schaefer. Obviously, Schaefer, no teammates up there, but let's be honest, can you ever count out Schaefer, teammates or not?
No, but
Yeah, definitely kind of you prefer to have a teammate here, it's going to be hard to fend off teammates just because nobody's, we get down to 1 to go, nobody's going to help you. Everybody's out for themselves. But if you got teammates that are locked in, they're the ones that are going to help you.
Oh, that's like Penny. He's right there behind Collier.
He's gonna pull the Davey Hendricks and not leave the 45's bumper. That's what
100%. 100. As much as Penley, in my opinion, deserves that win. He's been the bridesmaid so many times this season. I don't see him leaving his teammate out to dry. I don't see it.
I agree. I don't see it happening. I think he's going to stay on his bumper, try to get his teammate into the playoff.
And he has said, he will push a teammate. And right there's his teammate to push. The thing is, he's setting 26th in points. So that's going to be a real shift up right there.
That's gonna if the 45 was to win this race or any other driver that doesn't even win that's not already in on points, that's gonna be an upset for the 52 who's done everything right tonight and potentially could just come up a little bit short.
And just saw the switch up between Hine and Pointer. Hine now in front of Pointer. So I think you're going to start seeing those two Exile cars trying to make their way towards the front.
Yeah, and I feel like now is when you got to start closing that ground, right? You got to be up to that pack. You don't want to be 2 and 3 wide here. You don't want to be too aggressive, but you do need to start getting yourself in position to make a run late in the race. 52 lost his position. He is running on that outside lane by himself, no help. That's gonna kind of hurt his strategy of having that run towards the end of the race. The further back you are, the harder it's gonna be.
Hold it together, Williams.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. He started fishtailing. I don't know if he got in the wall or what, but he's going to fall off that pack potentially.
That was one heck of a save.
Yeah.
This is also where it gets interesting now. You have this lap car pack of about 4 or 5 cars.
Oh! 89, 77, 30, 54, 21.
No.
Sean Pointer's in it. There's a whole bunch of them. Webb was in it.
Yep.
Webb, it looks like he is going. Let's take it back there and see if we can see what happened.
So this is going to be very interesting, right? A lot of these guys had fallen off the pack. Now they're going to be able to get caught up, right? Adam Pettit, Cody Riggs, those guys.
Oh, it looks like it started right there with Hughes and Cedric. Maines, Hines, Sunstrom,
Wow.
McRae. Schaefer got spun by Banks.
Looks like Hughes just pushed the 30 down.
Yep.
That's what I see anyways, and kind of caused that whole thing. And that took out some of these guys. Man, that's a big shot for the 52. I don't know. He's going to have to get back out there and run as many laps as he can, but that's...
I'll have to respectfully disagree with that. It looks like the 17 was wiggling a little bit there and got that shot, that push from the 30, and that somewhat, because of his car fishtailing, kind of sent the 30 down into the 227.
Right into Webb.
It looked like the 30 tried to stick it up the middle, and the 17 just said no.
Yep. Yeah.
after he got big loose and
I'm gonna need that on for a ringtone. Every time you call me, I want my phone to just go no.
well, this is really going to change things up, right? We got the 45 and the 8 starting side by side. Brought it back, some of those exile drivers back into the picture here. Webb needs to get back out there, right?
The damage some of those cars just took. You know McRae's not going to be able to be at full speed.
Hine did not look like he had much body damage, but just looking on board coming into the pit road, that car is broke. I think his shot at winning this race and getting into the playoffs that way is just about cooked. And yeah, he's got a meatball, so unfortunately for that 89 car, his championship hunt has come to an end.
So Matt Webb, Michael Newdraw, 7 points, right?
Wow.
So what does that mean? Well, let's look. Newdraw is in 20th, 4 laps down. Webb is in 15th, 14th, 1 lap down. So he needs to get back there and pass a few more cars. He needs probably 3 positions to get into that 16th spot. Newbraw is not going to get laps back, I don't believe. But Webb, and he's the only one 4 laps down. Webb has 6 drivers 1 lap down. So he can still gain some spots here and still points himself in if he can get back out there and click off some more laps.
Well, you said it at the beginning it was going to get spicy, and I said it too, and it did not disappoint.
It's Talladega. What do you expect?
All the spicy? Carolina Reaper spicy?
The problem right now is Webb has a meatball. So he's going to need to get all that required repairs fixed to get back out there and hope some people get wrecked out. And I don't believe we're done seeing wrecks.
No, not at all. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they get 3 green, white checkers. They're going to use every single one of them.
If they're there, use them.
Is 11 cars only on the lead lap, right? So that's going to kind of be a little bit of a less opportunity for cautions, but I think we're still going to see some.
I'm torn right now because I'd love to see that Farsi guy, Nolan, get in there with Collier, but I'd love even more for my pick to win. So I'm kind of torn right now.
Well, I think I know what we're going to see here, right? The 8 starting on the bottom, looks like the 45 starting on top. We're going to see some teamwork here, and the 45 has the restart zone, so he's going to launch just a little bit early, just enough to after they get past the start-finish line, he can slide down in front of the 8 and be hooked up.
Webb in complete disbelief. Quote unquote FTS. But this is the point, you don't want to get too big of a jump on the field, because if you do, you're a sitting duck.
But you know, we just had a bunch of big cars that just got damaged, and now we have some newer guys who've kind of been sitting in the back just waiting to get up front.
Oh no!
Wow.
I don't even know what happened there.
Man.
That
What in
was
the world? Miss a ship?
the 11 and the 8 got connected, and it looks like the 8 just got turned up across the 11. Cody Riggs somehow was able to make his way through there, but not many others.
Wow.
Is it a full moon tonight, Tony? I didn't check, but I'm thinking it might be a full moon.
I'm gonna call this, and this may not be the popular thing to say here, but this started with the 17 running into the back of the 8.
My
And
goodness.
I don't know if the 11 came down into them, but the 17 running into the back of the 8 kind of pushed them up the track a little bit into the 17 or into the 11.
You ain't kidding.
Oh
Riggs.
yeah, that's exactly what happened. The 17 jacked the 8 up. I gotta call it, Brandon. I love you, but I gotta
Yeah.
call that the 8's rear tires. I would bet dollars to donuts that the 8's rear tires were up off the ground when he got on the gas, and it just between that and the
Wow.
11 being on his right rear, there was nothing the 8 or the 11 could do there.
But I will also say this. The 11 was coming down the track as well. So
100%.
there's no like one person's at fault.
No, not at all. Not at all. That just was a perfect storm right there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. It was just enough though, if you look at it, that 8 cars started going up just enough that it was just chaos after that.
Actually, just looking back at it here, Tony, the 11 actually makes contact with the 17 and the 8 right before the 8 goes to fire, and the 17's already on his rear bumper.
Well, and I think the 8 there, right? You got the 17 on your bumper like that. You can't really turn down or you're going to get spun.
Yep.
Right? So
Yeah.
he's got to stay his line. So the 17 pushing him, he can't move away from the 11 at all. Then the 11 comes down as well, and there's nothing really the 8 can do unless he's going to get, if he does, he's going to get spun. So this is just kind of, my opinion, people pushing a little too hard. Yes, it's a cutoff race, but pushing too hard to wreck people out,
on a good note, thank God the pace truck is drive-through because McRae would have took it out.
The 77 went straight through, right to the pace truck. Like a magnet.
I mean, for many, 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 many years going back, the pace truck used to drive directly through the backstretch inside wall at Lanier. So it survived that for like a decade before iRacing finally fixed it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be good with the 77 hitting it.
So now, this is really going to make things interesting, right? There's no real teammates up here, right? So everybody's going to be kind of all for themselves right now. Who's gonna be the one who sneaks through and wins this?
I'm not supposed to be biased, but you know who I'm pulling for.
He's in position, man. He's sitting there in position.
I believe my pick is done for with that big ball. But we still got how many? 2 more green white checkers, or do we make it to 1?
I was gonna say, how many more do we have? Bobby said we were using all of them.
Like I said, they gave them to us. We gonna use them. We're either gonna use all the green white checkers or run out of cars, whichever comes first.
All right. So feeding back to that storyline, Michael Newbraw is still out there running, and Matt Webb is not. So right now, Newbraw would be in the playoffs, assuming we do not get a new winner.
That being said, though, looking at this, Hughes has not won, Cedric has not won, Cody has not won. I'm not sure about Ethan.
He is not.
He is not. Ethan is all the
so
way back
top
to 26.
4 have not won. Brandon Schaefer in 5th has. Penley has not. Vincent has not. Joey Means has not.
Well,
So the odds are
Vincent's locked in on points pretty much.
Vincent is okay. So Vincent's locked in on points, but still, in all, the Vegas odds makers are saying right now
We
we're
get
going to
the-
have a first-time winner, gentlemen.
Yes. Cedric and Cody, the positions they're running in are pretty much locked in on points. Hughes and Collier are not. Kind of everybody else down on the lead lap is locked in on points. So it really comes down to Ethan or Brandon winning and kind of changing this playoff picture.
I hate when you're right and mess up my good story.
One of them's going to pull the thorns in the cup and shake a whole lot up unless something drastic happens. Yeah, because you must have been his good luck charm this week if that happens.
There ain't no doubt about it. If Cody wins, she is going to be in this booth every single Monday night for the rest of the season.
But
Oh,
don't
Pace Truck is pulling off.
don't count it out. Penley is still back there on the lead lap in eighth. His teammates up there in first.
Yeah, we saw what happened on the restart before, so this could get crazy real quick.
real fast.
And in a hurry. Collier took it deep on that restart.
Well, that's kind of the move here, right? You don't go in the restart zone. You go on green, which is at the end of the restart zone, so you don't launch. Somebody apparently changed lanes before the start-finish line. I didn't see who. I'm assuming that was Hughes.
And yes, I can confirm that Brandon Hughes did.
Oh, Brandon making a move. Who's Cody going to go with? He's going to go with Hughes, looks like.
Can we get to the white flag?
Oh,
Hughes is out
wow.
there pretty far.
Spicy, spicy.
Got the white. Got
In the
white.
books. Here we go.
Riggs to the high side. No help. Who's going to go with him? Heine's trying to get to his bumper. Isaac
Pushing it
hanging in
3
that
wide.
line.
Yeah.
4 wide. Oh, there they go. Cody Riggs,
Go.
89. Stephen Hine, all in the wall. This is coming down to it. The 17 and the 45 is really who's got the chance here. The 30's got a huge run, but I don't know if he'll be able to get there. Isaac Wilson.
Bang. That's 1. 2. Whoa,
Oh,
that was a
Got
shot.
it. Got it.
Oh.
Wow. 45. I think Ethan Collier
Collier
got it.
it.
That's going to
Collier
lock him
got
into the
it.
playoffs.
Wow.
That was aggressive for the win. That shows you how much it means to these guys.
Wow.
There's some very spicy chat in session right now.
Oh, big time.
Great win, Collier. Playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Schaefer almost pulled it out. Ethan Collier, first time winner, coming from 26th in points to lock his. There is your Matt Forns in the Xfinity Cup. Vincent Vaughn pulls out a P2. Schaefer 3.
Well, and I heard some chat, and I understand why Brandon's kind of not happy. Brandon Hughes, that was a pretty aggressive turn down by the 45 there, but he did what he had to do to win the race.
Yes, he did. I mean, what did we say at the beginning here? It's win it or wear it. You don't have a choice at this point.
You know, with that said, coming out of that turn, it was a pretty aggressive bump he gave him. So, I mean, you open that can, you kind of got to just let it go.
Yeah, and these guys were going for it. They knew what they needed.
Well, since he's not made his way up here yet, we're gonna holler with Brandon Schaefer real quick. He got that P3, snuck it in. Schaefer, you got that podium, man. Congratulations.
What's up, boys? Appreciate it. How are y'all?
Well, how's your pants? That was a pretty close finish.
Oh yeah, man, we're good. Once my teammates got wrecked out there, I was like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. So I just hooked on Isaac right there and just pushed Isaac up there just to be able to get a run. And I thought I was gonna have enough, but when the 45 just came up and blocked it, it just killed the run. So I was not able to do anything but what I was fixing to do finishing there. So yeah, we take a P3 out of it.
Well, man, you missed the win by 2 thousandths of a second, or I'm sorry, 200ths of a second. So definitely a close finish there. Anything you feel like you could do differently to get that checkered flag?
Nah, I don't know. Just I turned him, I guess, but no, I'm not gonna do that. But no, I really don't know what we could have done differently there. He did what he needed to do to win the race, and I think I don't know. I don't agree with the way he doored Hughes down there, but I agree with the move that he made going up in front of me and the other car to block us. But yeah, but it is what it is.
Well, you're still rolling into playoffs, so your feelings ain't too hurt, I don't think, from it.
Oh no, man, I ain't got no feelings in here.
Well, and I don't know how the points are all going to shake out here, but I know it's going to be close for that regular season championship. So that's 5 additional bonus points going to the playoffs. We'll see how the points shake out there, but you may have got that tonight.
Oh, that'd be sweet. I wouldn't mind that going into the playoffs.
Well, man, you know the routine. You've been up here enough times.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for putting on one hell of a broadcast like you always do, man. Thank y'all. Shout out to Talesman for sponsoring it. Tony, shout out to all you admins in the Discord for putting this on for us. Huge shout out to everybody in the Discord. Shout out to all the DBR guys, Paul Setup Shop, and yeah, that's about it, man. Appreciate y'all.
Brother, we're gonna send you on your way, man. Congratulations.
All right, man. Thanks.
Well, we're gonna catch him while he's still got a little bit of that excitingness going, because I'm pretty sure he's still pretty hyped up a little bit. Mr. Ethan, you have shook up the playoffs with that win. You are heading to the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Finally got a win, man. It's been a rough season. I feel like I've had, top 10, top 5 speed at most tracks, and I just haven't been able to finish a race. I made a couple mistakes myself, but I feel like I get taken on other people's messes too. So it is what it is. It was a great win, thanks to Nathan pushing me there until he got wrecked at the caution before the ending there. So
That last lap was walk us through that last lap, man. That's chaos, and that's gonna be one that's gonna go down in the debate books for a while.
yeah, well, I knew I didn't have any help behind me. Cedric had damage, so I know I had to get up to the outside. And when I did, I kind of figured Hughes and I forgot who was behind him would go to my inside. I wasn't too worried though. Long track. Uh, Guy in second moved up to the outside. 3 and 4 decided not to go with him. I gave Hughes a push going on the shoulder. Went to his outside. And it's kind of early, but I didn't want to, waste the run I had. He doored me. I doored him. I race how I get raced, so it is what it is.
I'm pretty sure Penley's proud right now as a team owner having another driver in the playoffs from FRC.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, all of us are pretty happy. The goal going in was for either me, Josh, or Sam to win a race, and unfortunately, Josh and Sam got taken out. Not of their own doing, but I had to bring one home for the boys.
Man, you get those shout outs being first time up here.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the guys at FRC, Sam for making all four of us some sick paint schemes this week. Nathan pushing me again, and Josh. Man, it was a crazy race, man.
All right, brother, we're going to send you on your way. Congratulations on that win.
Thank you all.
Tony, I'm pretty sure you are getting the points shifted up and figured out real quick and in a hurry.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on right now. We're gonna see how everything plays out.
I think they are done if you want to check, Tone.
Well, we got right now Mr. Vincent Vaughn, who was able to pull in a P2, somehow survived that last lap. Shenanigans, man. Vincent, congratulations on that podium.
Thank you very much.
Your teammate was there with you, and things kind of went crazy there on that last lap, that last turn especially.
Yeah, I tried to push Cedric to the win at the end of the race, but he had too much extra damage on the front, so he was slowing me a little bit. Then on the last corner, I passed him on the outside, but I didn't have the speed in the car to be there. I was lapped down almost all the race long, but got a lucky dog, and the last caution bring me to the top of the top 5 to had a chance to win that race.
Tony, Bobby. I know Tony's doing points. Bobby.
Well, man, come home P2. You were pretty much already in the playoffs by points. So, congratulations on making that round of 16. Did you feel like there was anything you could do different to get that little extra hundredth of a second to get that win?
No, I don't think so. At the start of the last lap, I was already coming to Cedric to try to help him to bring the checker flag, but when we crossed the third and fourth corner, I saw that he had too much damage and he was slowing me a little bit, so I passed him outside at the end. But yeah, I don't know what happened at the end. I was like 4 to 5. Then I saw 2 guys in the grass. Then I was second, so I lost by not a lot, but the second is I'm pretty happy with that one.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations on that P2. Got any shout outs?
Yeah, I want to thank all the guys at the all track team. Tonight was Sylvain Galin and Cedric Bresson on track with me. My spotter Guilherme Poulin and my sponsor MVP Monette Virtual Paint Shop. Also XPN World, they sponsor me on my real life car, so I want a big shout out to them.
All right, brother, we're going to send you on your way back up north, and maybe you and Amber can start celebrating since y'all are doing pretty good for Canada.
Yep.
See, I know a little bit of international drivers, guys. I'm not that bad into Tennessee as everybody thinks.
You doing good for a redneck.
Well, coming from a Yankees fan, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yankees fan, baseball. No, we like sports that take two. You know what's around here, son.
Well, it did not disappoint one bit. First time winner. Points, I'm pretty sure, shook up. Tony, I think you said y'all got them locked down. Won't you give us a runabout of the 16 that's heading into the playoffs?
Give me 1 second here.
Well, while you do
Trying to
that,
decipher all this.
give a shout out to our sponsors, and then we'll come back. Big shout out to SM Racing, Talesman. Tony, I can see right now, because I'm still watching on the screen how the points were before going into the final race of the regular season.
All right. So our regular season champion, Nathan Penley, by 2 points. Brandon Banks, Brandon Schaefer, Spencer Dewsbury, Nathan Nixon, James McRae, Sean Pointer, Adam Pettit, William Moore, Evan Ludy, Vincent Bichon, Ethan Collier with that win tonight. Then we have, let's see here. I'm just going to start at the top. Nathan Penley, Brandon Schaefer, Brandon Banks, Nathan Nixon, James McRae, Sean Pointer, Adam Pettit, Vincent Bichon, Evan Ludy, William Moore, Joey Maines, Cedric, I can't say his last name, Cody Riggs, Ethan Collier with the win tonight, Spencer Dewsbury, and Isaac Wilson able to get that last playoff spot on points by 9 points over Michael Newbraw.
That's wild how bad it shook it up. EAU is O. Brazo.
So Cedric, is it Broso? Gotcha.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, we're off the rest of the week, but man, when we come back next Monday, it's gonna be, well, we've got our All-Star race actually for the round of 16. That's gonna be on July 10th at Kentucky. And it will be a non-points race before the playoffs start at Richmond. It's going to be July 15th. So these guys got them a couple weeks to get Richmond figured out. Then we're taking it to Vegas, and then the field drops down to 12. And that is when it's really going to come down to the points.
That's going to be the hard part for these guys that were kind of on that bubble line. You know, you can't hang on that bubble line. You got to start moving up the spots in the standings. Otherwise, you're not going to make the next round. So a lot of these guys that don't have the wins, you know, they're going to need to do something to gain spots or hope the people above them start having bad finishes.
Yeah, it's going to be wild, and there's still a lot of I believe now there's some more checks being wrote from other drivers, maybe cashed. So it's going to be a pretty interesting playoff as it starts in 2 weeks. But on behalf of myself, Tony, and Bobby, Miss Weeks, thank you for joining us tonight. You brought a different flavor to the booth tonight for us.
Absolutely. No, this was fun. And I just want to thank everybody, Tony and Bobby and all of Relentless. You guys have been fantastic. AWG loves being here. We love working with you guys. The broadcasts are awesome every night, every week. And we're just proud to be partnered up with you guys and can't wait for the rest of this year's action.
Absolutely. It's been a blast. And as we finish off our regular season for the Cup and Xfinity series, it's really going to get spicy as we move into the playoffs.
Sure, and watch, starting July 15th, y'all are back here. So there's going to be about a 2-week break, and we're going to wrap these playoffs, get them going, and see how it's going to play out, see who we're going to crown series champions. But till next time, everybody, stay safe. Don't do no bad driving. And Tony, you've got to tell them, man.
As always, keep it spicy.